Welcome to Jigsaw Geek, and today I'm going to talk to you about making this putting together this 500 piece round Eboo puzzle. And what is the name of this? 100 great words. This puzzle was so much fun to put together. Really easy. But something that surprised me is that I normally start with the edges, and I left the edges for last. This puzzle wasn't difficult at all. The only maybe difficult thing was I was putting words together, and then I had to slide the pieces around after I looked at the puzzle to see where they go properly, so I had to move around. But let's go ahead and look at the time lapse. Here's Awkward Voiceover 100 Words Edition. So as you can see, I put all of the edge pieces out and then I just ignored them. And I went on and started doing the words. It's strange, I started with the blue words when normally I would start with yellow because that's the color that I like best. But for some reason, the blue just jumped out at me. And then as you can see, I'm just randomly grabbing, word styles and putting them together. And this worked. It was really fun. This was kind of grab and place to do this puzzle, and it was a lot of fun. And as you can see, I'm filling in all of the blanks, and at the end, I'm going to be going around the edges to get all of the edge pieces around the circle. So you can see me going back and forth, just putting in. It's just trying every piece in every position until all of them fit. And then as soon as I'm done with this, you're going to see me zooming in so that you could see all of the 100 words. So let's see, how many of these words do you think you know? I think I know at least about 85%. There's a few that are here that I think I know, but then if I looked it up, I would be a little bit off. And then there's probably about maybe 5 to 10% I don't know. And it's going to be fun, looking up some of those words and trying to get to know them. This was a great puzzle, and I'm glad I did it. And that's the end of the awkward voiceover. Inside this puzzle, there is a poster with more of their puzzles on the back. Let me hold that up properly in case you want to see any of those. I could kind of take some time so that you could look at those. And then, like I said, there was the puzzle poster. But what was really neat is that every one of these words is actually defined with a pronunciation guide and a sample sentence. I thought that was really cool. The first one I looked at, I got wrong. So I thought, which one was it? Alacrity. It's actually the fourth one here. I thought alacrity meant speed, but here it says cheerful efficiency. So kind of different than what I expected. The waitress brought our lunch with alacrity. And so it's really interesting because you think you know these words because many times you just hear them through context. And then sometimes you often will pretty much have the right meaning, but it's not exact. And that's what's really interesting about doing something like this. I was going to go through every one of these words and tell you what I thought they meant on the spot, but I just thought that would have been ridiculous to go through 100 words. So what did I listen to as I was doing this puzzle? I've been listening to the first collection of Conan stories, and it's 17 hours long. I believe it's called The Coming of Conan. And this has been a serious gap in my reading. I mean, we can't read everything, obviously, but Conan is one of those big ones. I mean, I've read his comics since I was a kid, and so it's about time that I started reading some Conan. One thing that's really interesting is that I just read the Weird Tales book, and Robert E. Howard has a connection with H.P. Lovecraft, and there's a lot of the Cthulhian mythos woven into the Conan stories. That I didn't know. So what do I think? The first story I was a little bit worried because I did not like it, and I thought, I'm going to have to struggle through all of these 17 hours. But you know what? After that, boom, I really started to enjoy these stories. They're fun. They jump around, so they go through his life. As the person in the introduction wrote, it's like you're sitting around the campfire talking to Conan, and he's jumping through different periods of his life, just like a storyteller would. I'm really enjoying the rest of the stories. The first story wasn't horrible, but it wasn't catching me. But then after that, I'm really enjoying them. So it's time for me to stop messing around. This is the next puzzle I'm doing from the museum collection. Now, I believe this is a Chinese puzzle. It says the famous painting of the world. And so there's that famous translation where they didn't check it properly. So I guess there's only one famous painting in the world. This is a series of puzzles, though. This is the only one I have in my collection. And this is the Thatched Cottages at Cordville by Van Gogh. I don't know if that's going to be extremely difficult or not. We'll see. I'm not expecting it to be easy. I'm just hoping it's not extremely difficult. So as always, I want to thank you for the support, and any comments that you leave are always greatly appreciated.